Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Today I stand before you with a simple yet powerful message. The world does not change on its own. It changes because of those who dare to challenge the status quo, those who refuse to accept things as they are, and instead dream of what they could be. Throughout history, the greatest revolutions, the most transformative innovations, and the most inspiring movements have been sparked by individuals who had the courage to act. Whether it was Martin Luther King Jr. dreaming of equality, Malala Yousafzai fighting for education, or Elon Musk pushing the boundaries of technology, these people dared to change the world. Every great change in history started with a single idea, an idea that at first seemed impossible, unrealistic, or even absurd. But what separated the dreamers from the changemakers was one crucial element: belief. Belief in your vision is the foundation of change. It is what gives you the strength to stand firm when others doubt you, the courage to keep going when obstacles arise, and the motivation to push forward when the journey gets tough. Without belief, even the most brilliant idea remains just that, an idea. But with belief, even the smallest spark can grow into a movement that transforms the world. Think about some of the most groundbreaking figures in history. When Thomas Edison pursued the creation of the light bulb, people laughed at him after his many failed attempts. But he believed in his vision and famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That unwavering belief is what led to the invention that illuminated the world. Or consider Mahatma Gandhi, who had a vision of a free India liberated not by violence but by peace and persistence. Many told him it was impossible, but he believed in his vision so strongly that he inspired millions to join him, and together they changed the course of history. Believing in your vision does not mean that doubt will never creep in. There will be moments when you question yourself, when others tell you that you are wasting your time, and when the path forward seems unclear. But in those moments, remind yourself why you started. Hold on to your vision with unwavering faith, and remember that every great achievement begins with someone who simply dared to believe. When you truly believe in your vision, it fuels your actions. It becomes the driving force that keeps you moving forward, even in the face of resistance. It allows you to inspire others, gain support, and turn your dream into a reality. So ask yourself, do you believe in your vision strongly enough to fight for it? To invest your time, your energy, and your heart into making it real? Because if you do, you are already on the path to changing the world. Believing in your vision is essential, but belief alone is not enough. The world is filled with people who have great ideas but never act on them. What separates dreamers from changemakers is action. No matter how big your goals are, they will never come to life unless you take the first step. Too often, people wait for the perfect moment to start when they have more money, more time, more skills, or more resources. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. If you keep waiting, years will pass, and your idea will remain just that, an idea. The most successful people in history did not wait for the stars to align. They started with what they had and figured the rest out along the way. Consider Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who built the first Apple computer in a garage with limited resources. Or Malala Yousafzai, who started speaking out about education for girls as a young teenager, long before she became a Nobel Prize winner. They didn't wait until they were rich, powerful, or famous. They simply took action. Even the smallest step matters. Maybe you want to start a non-profit, but you don't have funding yet. Start by spreading awareness, connecting with like-minded people, or volunteering for a similar cause. Maybe you want to launch a business but feel overwhelmed. Begin by researching the industry, testing your idea with a small audience, or simply writing down your plan. Every major movement, every successful business, every life changing innovation began with one small step. Taking action also builds momentum. The first step leads to the second, and the second leads to the third. Before you know it, you are making progress. Action creates opportunities that you never would have seen if you had remained still. You meet the right people, learn valuable lessons, and refine your vision along the way. But taking action also requires consistency. Change does not happen overnight. It is the result of repeated, persistent effort. Think about a drop of water falling on a rock. A single drop may seem insignificant, but over time, with persistence, that water can carve through stone. Your small actions, repeated daily, will create an impact far greater than you can imagine. So, whatever your goal is, start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Do something no matter how small. Because every step forward brings you closer to the world you want to create. If there is one thing that holds most people back from changing the world, it is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of stepping outside their comfort zone, fear of what others will think, fear of the unknown. These fears create doubt, and doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. But here's the truth. Every great changemaker has felt fear. The difference is that they didn't let fear control them. They moved forward despite it. They understood that fear is not a signal to stop, but rather a sign that they are stepping into something important, something that has the potential to make a real impact. Think about the moments in history where individuals dared to push past their fear. Rosa Parks was afraid when she refused to give up her seat on that bus, but she stood her ground. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, uncertain of whether he would ever see freedom again, yet he never wavered in his belief in justice. These individuals had every reason to be afraid, but they refused to let fear dictate their actions. Fear thrives on uncertainty. It convinces you to play it safe, to stay where things are comfortable. But change and progress do not happen in comfort zones. Every time you challenge yourself to step beyond what feels safe, you grow stronger. You build confidence. You realize that the fear that once seemed so overwhelming was actually just an illusion. One of the biggest fears people face is the fear of failure. Society often teaches us that failure is something to be ashamed of. But the most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first job as a news anchor because she was told she wasn't fit for television. Walt Disney was once told he lacked imagination. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine if they had allowed failure to define them. Instead, they saw failure as a lesson, a stepping stone towards success. Another common fear is the fear of what others will think. Many people hold back their ideas, their dreams, and their potential because they are afraid of being judged. But the truth is, no matter what you do, people will always have opinions. If you do nothing, they will judge. If you do something bold, they will judge. So if people will always talk, why not let them talk while you chase your dreams? The opinions of others will not pay your bills, create your legacy, or fulfill your purpose. Only you can do that. Fear and doubt will always be present when you're striving to do something great. But the key is to act despite them. Every time you take action in the face of fear, it loses its power over you. The more you push forward, the more you realize that fear was just a shadow. It only seemed large because you gave it attention. No great change in history has ever been accomplished alone. The most powerful movements, revolutions, and breakthroughs happen because individuals inspired others to believe in a vision greater than themselves. The truth is, changing the world is too big of a task for one person. Even the greatest leaders needed people by their side. Martin Luther King Jr. did not march alone. Gandhi did not fight for India's independence by himself. Malala Yousafzai's advocacy for girls' education gained strength because her message resonated with millions. They understood that true impact comes from uniting people around a common cause. But how do you inspire others? How do you get people to believe in your vision as passionately as you do? 1. Lead by example. People do not follow words alone, they follow actions. If you want to inspire change, be the change. Show the dedication, passion, and commitment that you wish to see in others. When people see you putting in effort, staying true to your values, and working towards something meaningful, they will naturally feel drawn to your mission. Imagine if Greta Thunberg had simply talked about climate change but never actually protested or took action. Her words alone would not have sparked the global movement she did. But because she led by example, she motivated millions to take a stand. 2. Speak with passion and authenticity. People are not inspired by empty words or rehearsed speeches. They are inspired by genuine passion. When you truly believe in your cause, your energy becomes contagious. Your words will carry weight and your enthusiasm will ignite a fire in those who listen. Think about leaders like Barack Obama or Nelson Mandela. Their speeches moved people not because of fancy language, but because of the authenticity and conviction in their voices. They spoke from the heart, and that made all the difference. 3. Connect with people on an emotional level. Logic and facts are important, but what truly inspires action is emotion. If you want people to support your cause, you need to connect with them on a deeper level. Tell stories, share personal experiences, help them see why this mission matters not just to you but to them. For example, if you are fighting to end poverty, don't just share statistics. Share the human stories behind those numbers. Show the faces, the struggles, and the dreams of the people affected. When people feel emotionally connected, they become invested. 4. Make people feel like they matter. Everyone wants to be part of something meaningful. If you make people feel like their contribution, no matter how small, matters, they will be more willing to take action. Let them know that their voice counts, their skills are valuable, and their efforts make a difference. Many successful movements started with ordinary people realizing they had power. The Me Too movement gained momentum because women from all walks of life felt empowered to speak out. Black Lives Matter grew because individuals believed that their voices, protests, and advocacy could bring change. 5. Build a community. One of the most powerful ways to inspire others is by creating a sense of belonging. When people feel like they are part of a community working toward a shared goal, they become more committed. They develop a sense of responsibility and their motivation grows. Movements thrive when they become more than just a mission, they become a family. Encourage collaboration, celebrate small wins, and uplift those around you. When people feel supported, they will stay engaged and continue pushing forward. 6. Overcome resistance with positivity. Not everyone will immediately support your vision. Some will doubt you, criticize you, or even try to stop you. But instead of arguing or forcing people to believe, win them over with positivity, patience, and persistence. History has shown that peaceful, passionate leadership is often more powerful than forceful demands. Gandhi did not force people to join his movement, he led with love and unity. Over time, even those who doubted him began to believe in his cause. 7. Keep inspiring even when it gets hard. There will be moments when progress feels slow, when people lose faith, or when challenges seem overwhelming. In those times, stay strong and keep inspiring. Remind yourself and others why you started. Keep sharing your message. Keep taking action. Because in the end, those who inspire others to believe in something bigger than themselves are the ones who truly change the world. One of the greatest obstacles to changing the world is the fear of failure. Many people never take action because they are afraid of making mistakes, looking foolish, or falling short of their goals. But here's the truth: failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the journey to success. Every great innovator, leader, and changemaker has faced failure, often many times. What separates them from those who give up is that they learn from their failures instead of being defeated by them. They see failure not as a dead end but as a stepping stone toward growth and improvement. Failure as a teacher, failure is one of life's greatest teachers. When things don't go as planned, you have two choices: you can give up, or you can analyze what went wrong, learn from it, and try again. The most successful people in history chose the second option. Take Thomas Edison, for example. Before he successfully invented the light bulb, he failed over 10,000 times. Instead of seeing those failures as defeats, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence and ability to learn from mistakes led to one of the greatest inventions in human history. Walt Disney, the man behind the beloved Disney empire, was fired from his first job at a newspaper because his boss said he lacked creativity. He then started a company that went bankrupt before finally creating Mickey Mouse and revolutionizing entertainment forever. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 different publishers before her book was finally accepted. Imagine if she had given up after the first, second, or 10th rejection. Millions of people around the world would never have experienced the magic of her stories. Failure is proof that you are trying. The only way to completely avoid failure is to never try anything new, to never take risks, and to never push yourself beyond your comfort zone. But staying in your comfort zone means you will never achieve anything great. If you are failing, it means you are pushing yourself. It means you are taking action. And that alone puts you ahead of those who are too afraid to even start. Think of failure as a workout for your mind and character. Just as lifting weights breaks down muscle fibers so they can grow back stronger, facing and overcoming failure builds resilience, wisdom, and strength. The more you fail, the more you grow. Changing your perspective on failure to truly embrace failure as part of your journey, you must change how you see it. Instead of viewing failure as a personal defeat, see it as data, feedback, and an opportunity to improve. If you start a business and it fails, you gain knowledge about what works and what doesn't. If you give a speech and it doesn't go well, you learn how to improve your delivery for next time. If you attempt to lead a movement and people don't respond, you refine your approach and try again. Each failure brings you closer to success, but only if you are willing to learn from it. How to learn from failure effectively: to make failure a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Follow these steps: analyze what went wrong. Take an honest look at why things didn't work out. Was it a lack of preparation? A flawed strategy? Poor timing? Identify the root cause. Take responsibility instead of blaming others or circumstances. Take ownership of the failure. This gives you control over fixing it. Adjust your approach. Use what you learn to make improvements. Change your strategy. Refine your skills, or seek advice from those who have succeeded. Try again, but smarter. Don't make the same mistakes twice. Apply the lessons you've learned and move forward with a better plan. Stay persistent. The most successful people are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to quit. Keep going until you get it right. Failure is temporary, but quitting is permanent. Many people quit too soon because they feel discouraged by failure. But success often comes just after people are ready to give up. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often just a little more persistence. When you embrace failure as a natural and necessary part of success, you remove its power to hold you back. Instead of fearing failure, welcome it as proof that you are pushing boundaries, growing, and getting closer to your goals. Because in the end, the only true failure is not trying at all. Changing the world is not easy. The path to making a real impact is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and resistance. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and even discouraged. But the one quality that will determine your success more than anything else is resilience, the ability to keep going no matter what stands in your way. Resilience is what allows you to rise every time you fall, to adapt when things don't go as planned, and to keep pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against you. It is what separates those who create change from those who give up too soon. Challenges are inevitable, but how you respond is your choice. Every great leader, entrepreneur, activist, and changemaker has faced challenges. What makes them different is not that they avoided difficulties, but that they chose to face them head on. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years in prison, yet he emerged not with bitterness, but with a renewed commitment to peace and justice. Malala Yousafzai survived an assassination attempt simply for wanting an education, yet she refused to be silenced and became a global advocate for girls' rights. Elon Musk nearly lost everything when Tesla and SpaceX were on the brink of bankruptcy, but instead of giving up, he doubled down and turned both companies into industry leaders. The common thread between all of them: they refused to let challenges define them. Instead, they used those challenges as fuel to push forward. How to build resilience? 1. Accept that struggles are part of the journey. Many people believe that if they face obstacles, it means they are on the wrong path. But the reality is, challenges are proof that you are pushing boundaries and striving for something great. If the road were easy, everyone would walk it. The fact that you are encountering resistance means you are doing something meaningful. 2. Develop a strong why. Your resilience is fueled by your purpose. If your vision is strong enough, no obstacle will be big enough to stop you. When things get tough, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Why is this change important to you? What impact you want to create? Who will benefit from your efforts? A strong sense of purpose will give you the strength to keep going, even when the journey feels impossible. 3. Adapt and find solutions. Resilient people do not just endure difficulties, they find ways to overcome them. Instead of seeing obstacles as dead ends, see them as problems to be solved. If a strategy isn't working, tweak it. If you face rejection, learn from it and try again. If you don't have the resources you need, find creative alternatives. Flexibility and problem-solving skills are essential to resilience. If plan A doesn't work, move to plan B, plan C, or even plan Z, but never stop moving forward. 4. Surround yourself with supportive people. Resilience is not about doing everything alone. Even the strongest leaders have needed support systems, people who uplift them, encourage them, and remind them of their strength when they feel weak. Find mentors, friends, or a community that believes in your vision. Let them be your source of motivation when you feel like giving up, and in turn, be there for others, because resilience is strengthened through collective support. 5. Train your mind to see setbacks as opportunities. Many of the greatest innovations and breakthroughs came from failures and setbacks. Instead of viewing difficulties as reasons to quit, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? What opportunity exists within this challenge? Adopting a growth mindset, the belief that challenges help you grow, will transform the way you handle obstacles. 6. Take care of yourself. Resilience is not just mental, it is also physical and emotional. Burnout is real, and if you do not take care of yourself, you will not have the strength to keep going. Rest when needed. You do not have to work 24/7 to create change. Even the strongest minds need breaks. Take care of your body, eat well, exercise, and get enough sleep. A healthy body fuels a resilient mind. Manage stress. Meditation, journaling, and spending time in nature can help you stay mentally strong. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. The truth is, resilience is built through struggle. Every time you overcome a difficult issue, you become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. The people who change the world are not the ones who never faced hardship, but the ones who refuse to let hardship stop them. So when the road gets tough, when obstacles seem endless, and when doubt creeps in, remember, you are stronger than you think, and the world needs you to keep going. Ideas, dreams, and visions mean nothing without action. The world is full of people with great ideas, but only a few turn those ideas into reality. The difference between those who make an impact and those who simply wish for change is action. It's easy to get caught up in planning, waiting for the perfect moment, or doubting whether you're ready. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is no ideal time when everything will align just right. If you keep waiting, you'll wait forever. The only way to change the world is to start now with whatever you have, wherever you are. The power of small steps. Many people believe that changing the world requires some grand revolutionary act. They think they need massive resources, a large following, or a world-changing invention before they can make a difference. But history shows us that real change often starts with small, consistent actions. Rosa Parks took a simple action, refusing to give up her seat, and sparked the civil rights movement. Greta Thunberg started her climate movement by sitting outside the Swedish parliament alone. Mother Teresa began by helping one person at a time before her mission expanded worldwide. These individuals didn't wait until they had millions of followers. They took action, and their actions inspired others to join them. No matter how big your dreams are, they start with one small step. Overcoming the excuses that stop you from taking action. Many people delay taking action because they feel unprepared, afraid, or unsure where to start. Here's how to overcome the most common excuses. 1. I'm not ready. You will never feel 100% ready, and that's okay. No one starts as an expert. The best way to learn and grow is by doing. You don't need all the answers right now. Start with what you know and figure out the rest along the way. 2. I don't have enough resources. Many of the world's greatest changemakers started with nothing but passion and determination. If you don't have money, use your skills. If you don't have connections, build them. If you don't have experience, learn as you go. There is always a way forward if you are willing to be resourceful and persistent. 3. I don't know where to start. Start anywhere. Start with what you can do today, whether it's educating yourself, reaching out to love, or to lap in my people, or taking a small action toward your goal. Movement creates momentum. 4. What if I fail? Failure is part of the journey. Every successful person has failed multiple times before they succeeded. Instead of fearing failure, see it as a learning experience. The only true failure is never trying at all. Develop a bias for action. Successful changemakers don't just talk about what they want to do, they do it. They have a bias for action, meaning they take steps even when they are uncertain, afraid, or unprepared. Here's how to develop this mindset. Set a deadline for your first step. Don't just say, I'll start someday. Choose a date and commit. Break big goals into small tasks. Instead of saying, I want to change the world, focus on what can I do this week. Stop overthinking. Action beats perfection. Done is better than perfect. Start and improve along the way. The ripple effect of action. When you take action, you inspire others to do the same. You create a ripple effect that grows beyond what you ever imagined. A single act of courage, kindness, or leadership can spread and influence countless lives. So don't wait, don't overthink. The world needs change makers, and it starts with you. Take that first step today. The world does not change on its own, it changes because of people like you. People who dare to dream, who refuse to accept the status quo, and who take action even when the path is uncertain. You may not have all the answers. You may not feel ready. But every great movement, every revolution, every breakthrough started with one person, one idea, one action. So don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now, take that first step. Inspire others, learn from failure, stay resilient, and most importantly, never stop believing that you have the power to make a difference.